Hey, I'm Donovan, and this is Wellspring Wrapped. Let's start out with the bottom 5 states, right up with North Dakota. We had fewer plant orders from North Dakota than any other state in the country. And probably good reason for that. Probably not great weather for tropical plants. We are a tropical plant company, and there's also not a huge population. So let's see, what was North Dakota's #1 plant? Okay, party time, Alternanthera, the famous landscape plant turned house plant. Nice pink blossoms, probably bringing some colorful cheer to them in their times of cold. Next state for the fewest orders was Vermont, and Vermont ordered the Vincent kiwi more than anything else. And that is one that they could grow in a container, not as cold hardy as some other kiwis. The next state with the fewest orders was another western state, Wyoming. And their plant of choice was the Prince of Orange. Next up is DC. They'll get an honorable mention. The District of Columbia ordered more green tea than anything else. I guess those DC insiders got to stay caffeinated. Least number of orders is South Dakota. And their plant of choice was the vanilla bean orchid. Always interested to know what the bottom 5 states order, because one person could place a large order and throw the top plant for the entire state, whereas in some of our top states, there's that one person cannot sway the entire state. Now we're going to get into the top 5 states. The #1 state for us, which is Florida, and it should be no surprise to anybody. All our plants are going to do well in Florida, and all the top 5 states are very highly populated states. So let's take a look what the #1, the red Jamaican strawberry. So that was a little bit of a surprise to me. That's not necessarily one of our top plants, but it was Florida's top plant. Definitely going to do well here. All right, next is California. So we're going for tropical and highly populated. California's #1 plant was the Pandane plant. Next up is Texas. Orange bird of paradise. Okay, so a classic, pretty common plant. I wouldn't expect that to be a popular plant in Florida because you can buy those anywhere, but I'm guessing in the rest of the state, the orange bird of paradise is a little harder to come by. So that was Texas's plant of choice. Next up is New York. Now this one is a surprise. I guess we are following populations and the most populous states. Let's see, what did New York buy more than anything else? Green tea. Okay. We're going to go to #5, which this year was North Carolina. And they ordered more ice cream banana than anything else. So that should do well in North Carolina. Although I don't know. I kind of associate North Carolina with snowy weather and being a little bit colder. So I am going to give you a bonus. Typically, Georgia is our #5 state. This year, North Carolina took the lead and beat Georgia out. But I'll still give you Georgia just for old time's sake. Georgia, #6. Their top plant was the Barbados cherry. So there's kind of a little trend going on here. These southern states are liking their Caribbean cherries. We don't ship to all 50 states. There are limitations. Of all the marketplaces, every marketplace has the ability to decide this plant is not legal for sale in this state, except for Etsy. Etsy thinks that if you're going to sell in the United States, you have to ship to every single state within the country. And they make no exceptions, and there's nothing you can do about it. And our reason is not all plants are legal for sale in all 50 states. But because they can place the orders on Etsy, we then have to cancel them. You can see that in Hawaii, for example, one that we do not ship to, they were purple. I think their #1 plant was the Audrey fig. And so we had to cancel those orders, but the orders came through. So there is still data, sparse data on some of these states and the plants that they ordered, but we didn't actually ship those plants. There are a couple of fun and surprising things. I have 3 states left. The #1 plant for Illinois was the Chicago fig. That is one of our cold hardier figs. We have a lot of cold hardy figs, but interesting that they chose the Chicago cold hardy fig. as their #1 plant. We'll do Louisiana. Louisiana's #1 plant was the LSU purple fig, and that is also pretty fun. This is a variety that was developed at Louisiana State University, hence the name. There we have a couple of LSU figs, the LSU Gold, LSU Purple. There are more varieties than just those two. Last one I just think is kind of funny, but we'll go over to the great state of Utah. Their #1 plant was yerba mate. Yes, a lot of people ordered the green tea in Utah, but more people ordered yerba mate than ordered green tea. Any state where people were ordering green tea and yerba mate, everyone was ordering more green tea. It's just a more popular plant than yerba mate. But Utah, I'm glad to see they chose the right, and they are seeking an alternative caffeine source than green tea, or coffee for that matter. That is our Wellspring Wrapped for the year, kind of a Spotify Wrapped. This is our data for the year. Thank you to everybody who ordered plants from us in 2024. We're looking forward to a great 2025. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe so we'll make it again next year. We'll see you next time.